Welcome to today's workshop, Starting Your Literature Review. Hello, I'm Dr. Terri Summey, and I'm here to present this information on starting your literature review. You can contact me at tsummey@emporia.edu if you have questions following this workshop or at any time. Today we're going to cover several topics that are listed here on this page, beginning with a definition of a literature review. We want to look at what is the purpose of a literature review or why you want to write it, and then I will provide tips and tricks on finding information and sources on your topic, and what you want to do with the sources once you find them. Finally, we will get you ready to write your literature review by talking about how to structure it. So let's begin with the definition. What is a literature review? A literature review is a critical overview of the research and publications on a particular topic. It contains the relevant and significant publications on that topic or provides what is known about it. A literature review is to provide a comprehensive overview of what has been written on a topic and by whom. You would conduct a review of the literature to see how researchers have approached the topic and to see how your knowledge or your research fits in. A literature review is more than just a listing of citations on a topic. It involves reading sources that are relevant to your research question and critically analyzing them to present what you found. A literature review is conducted for a variety of reasons. Understanding the purpose or the why of a literature review can help you when you write yours. Through a literature review, you can locate the seminal or influential works on a topic or in a field of study. You are able to identify the key researchers who have been working on that topic. Searching for what these individuals published can help you find additional sources relevant to your research, so searching by author is helpful. Using the literature that has already been published on your topic can help you develop your specific research questions and lay the theoretical foundation for your research. It might help you discover any controversies or disagreements over the area of research. Are there any debates or controversies? What are the similarities and differences in research studies in the area? By reading sources for your literature review, you can identify themes, connections, and gaps. You may notice trends and patterns emerging in the literature to help you as you develop your own study. You can use literature to help you determine a way to study the topic or phenomenon. How have other research studied it? What are their methodologies and research techniques? When doing original research, it helps to identify gaps and figure out where your research fits into the literature of a field. Finally, it provides the background and context for your own research, making the case for why more research on the topic is needed. It also shows that as a researcher, you have a solid understanding of the research literature and sources in the field. Once you have conducted your study and analyzed your data, you can use the literature to support your research findings. In the following slides, we will look at several steps that you will need to take to successfully complete your review of the literature. To begin your literature review, step 1 is to finalize your topic and research questions. Be clear about what you are studying. Knowing your research questions will help guide you through the search of the literature by providing you with key terms and concepts to search. This is like using a map to help you find your way to a specific location. You may want to create a brief outline of the concepts that make up your study. For example, my dissertation was on the emotional intelligence of public service librarians and academic libraries. The concepts that made up my study were emotional intelligence, customer service, public service or reference librarians, and academic libraries. These provided the themes for my literature review and the key concepts for me to search. Step 2 is to search for the literature on your topic using library databases and Google Scholar to find scholarly sources on your topic. Begin with the Library Connect website at www.emporia.edu/library. You can search one of two options. If you are just beginning your research, you may want to click on the Discovery search and search using key terms to discover what has been published on your subject. You can also use the A to Z database list to get a more specific database, or start with Google Scholar. Before you begin searching the databases or Google Scholar, you will need to examine your topic and research questions to identify the key concepts and keywords to use in your search. As you begin searching, you can also find additional terms through relevant sources that you locate. Look at the words that the authors used and the subject headings and keywords assigned to the various sources. If you need help with this, contact the library reference desk or come in and make an appointment with one of the librarians. As you get ready to search, you will want to plan out your search by creating search statements using Boolean logic or Boolean operators, and or. To make your search smaller by combining key concepts from your research question and topic, you'll want to use the and operator. As you can see from the picture above, what you will find is where the two sets from the key terms intersect. If you want to study the effects of music on intelligence, you may want to search music and intelligence. To combine terms that mean the same thing and make your results larger, you will want to use the or operator. As you can see in the picture above, all of the circles are colored in, showing that the search is larger. For example, another term for intelligence might be cognitive ability, and I would want to search intelligence or cognitive ability to find sources with either term in them. If you need help planning your search or creating a search statement, stop by the library for help or contact one of our librarians. From the main page of the Library Connect, you can select the library's Discovery Search or catalog. This tool searches books, magazines, and journals from a variety of our databases that we access through EBSCO. When you are beginning your research for your literature review, you could begin with a search in the Discovery Search or catalog to see how much research has been done on your topic. You may find a lot of sources this way, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. You can limit your search results using several traits such as publication year, type of research, type of resource, scholarly articles, and full text in the left-hand Refine Results menu. To search in more targeted databases, click on the databases link on the Library Connect page. We have almost 200 databases, so you might want to narrow them down by clicking on all subjects. You can select an appropriate subject such as psychology for our topic on the impact of music on intelligence. From here, you can choose an appropriate database and search using your keywords and Boolean operators. Again, for more help, stop by the desk at the White Library or make an appointment with a librarian. Another good place to start your research is Google Scholar. As with the Discover search, it can find a lot of information, but Google Scholar also has good features that can help you identify more resources. Sometimes you can also find the full text available on the internet by clicking on the links provided on the right side of the screen. You can also find additional sources by the Cited By feature. When you click on Cited By, you can see which sources have cited this article. You can also search in the Cited By articles using keywords for more specific articles. Step 3 is to find a way to organize what you find. I use a couple of methods to do this because being organized is important. One, I created annotated bibliography in a Google Doc so that I can quickly locate articles that I have found or even read, especially when I find something that I think might be a good source that I haven't seen. Sometimes I had already read it. I also use Zotero to help organize my sources. Attach and store PDFs of the articles and create a bibliography or list of references for my literature review. There is a workshop dedicated to Zotero later in this series. You can also use the old-fashioned method of note cards for notes and source cards. Step 4, you need to evaluate what you are finding for credibility and relevance. Who did the study? Why was it done? Is there obvious bias? Was it done using valid methods? Do they cite credible sources? Finally, is it relevant to your research? This last point is important because you cannot include or read everything in the literature review, and if you try to read everything, you will never get done. Make sure that it helps you with your research topic and matches your research questions. If it doesn't, then don't waste time on it. You can also use the Cited By feature in Google Scholar to evaluate sources by seeing how many times a source has been cited. If it has been cited a lot by other sources, then it could be a seminal or important formative work. Step 5, you will want to critically read your sources, identifying themes, connections, trends, and patterns. Take notes on information that you might want to include in your literature review. One valuable piece of advice that I received was to remember that you are not reading these sources to be tested on them later. Concentrate on the discussion at the end of the article. You may want to briefly scan through the other parts of the article, such as the literature review and the methodology. The introduction and literature review can help you identify other sources that might be relevant for your topic. Also, look at the references at the end of the resource to identify additional sources. You can also use the methods section to see how they conducted their research. This might help you see how you might develop the methods for your study. Structuring your literature review. There are 4 main ways that you can organize or structure your literature review. Chronological is a way to organize by date, presenting older research first and moving to more recently published sources. Thematic is probably one of the most popular ways to organize your literature review by themes. With this method, you organize your literature on the key themes in your research questions. In the methodological structure, you can compare research methods used across studies. And finally, the theoretical structure is based on opposing theories or models. Here is a sample outline you could use to guide your writing. This is based on a thematic structure. Finally, you want to get writing your literature review, beginning with an introduction, then the main body, finishing with a conclusion. If you need help finding your resources, be sure to contact me, Terri Summey, at tsummey@emporia.edu. Any questions?